Hi everyone. Yes, I'm sitting on my floor now because I no longer have my desk in my room in front of my window. Super exciting news. My Dexcom G7s, I have had two. I'm not joking, two not work. And I put my backup one on yesterday and it was also a malfunction. Like the needle inside of it, like I put it on straight onto my arm. It was fine. And when I pulled it out, the needle was literally like bent in half. So it was like that inside of the little container. So I have to put in 2 complaints into Dexcom and get 2 free ones shipped to me. But this is also why you need a doctor that cares about you, because I called CVS and they were like, oh yeah, like all of your prescriptions, even though I had 2 refills left on my Dexcoms, they were like, oh yeah, all your prescriptions, because your old doctor just like took everything off your list. I had 2 more refills left of Dexcoms and I wanted to have them push it up so that I could go pick them up this morning. Not happening. So I went into the portal for my new doctor, which is great. Like, why aren't you, I don't know, I really struggle with my old doctor because it's like, where's the technology? Where's the advancement? But where I live now, it's this stupid like rinky-dinky town that's trying to be rich. I don't know. Anyway, so my new doctor, I put in a prescription last night and said I've literally had 2. They've either started literally bleeding, like it's really bad. The wires have popped out, the needles are messed up, like everything. And I got a notification last night within the hour that said that my prescription was being filled. And I kind of wanted to cry. And I started watching Endgame last night with my brother, and I actually started crying. So anyway, all that to say, I need to finger prick because, yeah, your girl is in dire need of checking her blood sugar. I'm at 145, which is actually really good. It's under 150. I just have to check every single hour, which is highly unfortunate, but yeah. So exciting that I have to do this. Oh, I was telling you guys what I ate this morning. So this morning I ate lots of protein. I thought we didn't have eggs, but they were sitting there right on the counter. And it was, yeah, so I didn't think there were eggs. So I just ate leftover taco meat with a complex carb, which would be like corn tortilla chips. So I ate that. And then I also started drinking mushroom coffee. This is by Rise. This is not sponsored, but this coffee is literally amazing. I have been researching and listening to either a podcast or something about like kind of what's going on with our culture, like with food. And if you have not listened to it, I will link it down below because I think that every single person should listen to this, whether you have an autoimmune disease or not. Jay Shetty did this back, I think it was in April, and he interviewed 5 different people who have like researched, done their own research, whatever, are doctors, and covered several different topics about different issues, like with sugar, with food, your relationship to it, and all these other things. I have found that coffee actually makes me constipated, but after listening to that podcast, I truly do not think that it is the coffee in and of itself. I think it is the chemicals that they are spraying on it. I think that there are some issues with the way that like our country is now, and why we are allowing sprays that are not to be consumed onto the plants that we eat is highly unfortunate. And it also just makes me think like, oh my gosh, and it continues to make me have my crash outs about like wanting to get married and live on like a homestead or whatever, because it's like my health is like gone downhill because the more that I'm researching about things, it doesn't matter. Like my parents raised us and they gave us really good foods, and like we weren't the normal American children that were eating chips and pizza and sodas and drinking sodas, not eating sodas, what? Every single day. Like literally what we had to drink in the house was milk and water. But even in our milk, I can't remember what the guy's name, but it's in the Jay Shetty podcast. He literally said that like the milk that's in the stores are actually by cows. I think he said meat cows, and then it's cows that eat soy. And soy is not good for your body, like not good for humans. And that was kind of scary to hear, because it was like, oh, like you think like milk is like okay for you, and it's actually not okay for you. So like no wonder autoimmune diseases are on the rise. I was not planning on talking about this today, but I kind of am. But I wanted to talk about something kind of hard, but also I'm very vulnerable, because obviously I want this to be a space of vulnerability, and but also like this is a place of personal growth, because I know a lot of people struggle with this, especially if you're a Christian, and especially if you have struggled in the past, especially with like other Christians, and with actually deciding to have a relationship with Christ instead of accepting the religion, because Christianity isn't a religion, it's a relationship. If you make it a religion, then you're actually crazy. That's just what I think, and obviously I'm right about everything. But I turned 23 on Sunday, and it was kind of crazy because I really need to check what time it is. I'm just super excited because I'm 2 more years until my brain is fully formed, thank God, because like sometimes I scare myself and I'm like, why am I acting this way? And it's like, oh, I think it's because my brain's not fully formed, which I'm really glad that I went through the trauma that I did in my early 20s, so that like I could take time to heal and grow, and but also like make sure that I'm on the right track, and know and learn from that trauma that I was like a stupid, child at 20 years old dating an idiot and not making good life decisions and having diabetes, and now changing for the better. But that's not the point I was making. It was hard for me on Sunday because the old school that I went to, I don't like that school at all. There's no accountability there. Thank God I didn't live on campus, but I don't want to name drop in the way of just being mean about it. But I do think that there needs to be like, hello, like there's been a lot of things that have happened to that school. There was somebody that was killed there. I actually did a paper on it. She never got the real justice that she deserved. The reason that I'm talking about this is because the president of the university actually preached the sermon at the church that I go to on my birthday, which was crazy. I've had a lot of harbored anger towards this man. I've been very angry at him for a while, and as a young 20-year-old who has made stupid decisions and knows like where I made those stupid decisions, I wasn't really guided at that school. I had a couple of really good professors. I had a couple of good mentors. Shout out to you know who you are. Really amazing. He was one of the ones that actually told me like, hey, like I think that you probably need to leave, and it would just be good for you and your mental health. Like you're so much better than this, and you can make a change in the world. And I'm forever grateful for those words. But it's hard to be a mentor in a school that has no accountability and has people working in residence life or other situations that you're allowed to do drugs on campus and have no accountability. I never did drugs. I will never do drugs. Just saying. Like I know I have drank before, but I will never do drugs. Like that's just scary. Drinking for me is kind of a big deal because I have alcoholism in my family, and that's kind of scary. We'll never be doing drugs. It was funny because the president was preaching about forgiveness, and I have harbored a lot of unforgiveness towards this man, like so much, so to it's the point to where like I'm I still question a lot of people's faith at that school. I still question it, but it's not really mine to question. That is the Lord, who is the one that's supposed to, that's in his hands. Like, that is not my responsibility. But it's just been 24 hours, and I've literally just thought about it a lot, because it's like I was so angry at this man, and it was kind of funny because it was like he was talking about unforgiveness, and it was like, I've done a lot of things in my past, and I've had to step back and look at myself and be like, okay, like, you need to chill. Girl, you need to chill. Like, take a chill pill and not be so judgmental towards people. Because sometimes we like to look at, like, situations and be like, oh, like, I can do a better job at this. I can do a better job at being a president of the school. Like, because I've been there, I've really been with the students, like, I can do a better job. Do I want to do that? Absolutely not. Like, I think I would probably, like, end my life at that point. Like, I could not stand taking care of all of those children. So he has a real gift. He's a very kind man. But why am I harboring all of this unforgiveness when I should honestly just be letting it go? Because it's not my problem anymore. But I think sometimes, like, especially women, when we think about, like, the oppression that has happened over the years, like, God did not design the world to be that way. Like, he did not design it for women to be oppressed for that long. Like, the way that he treated women when he was here was like, oh wow, like, he didn't want women to be treated like that. And so the way that men and the culture have always treated women is like, oh, you're less than, like, you stay in the home, you, like, take care of your kids and whatever. And it's actually like, did we forget Deborah? Hello? Like, that woman was, like, out in battle. Like, she was doing something. She was doing karate chops. Like, what are we talking about? And she was still a very feminine woman. Women are allowed to do really big things. Were they created very differently than men? Absolutely. But it doesn't mean that they're less than. It was just interesting because I've been so angry and so mad at a lot of different people in a lot of different situations, because I'm very much, like, justice oriented. Like, I'm like, oh, you did something bad, like, justice shall be served. And it's not mine at all. Like, it's a situation of, okay, I forgive you for being a president of a school who did not care about me, who did not try and help me at all. That allows a lot of kids to feel very uncomfortable and insecure, but have to have this facade of, Jesus, and that Jesus is good, and that he's all powerful, and that he's everything, and all of these other things, and making excuses, and then saying, like, yes, I sinned, but, this is kind of crazy, but Tyga has this song, and he's like, I pray to the Lord, but I know I'm gonna sin again. And his whole song's about sex. It's interesting because that's not a rapper that a Christian should be listening to, but I heard this song and I was like, wow, this man actually has some awareness. He has more awareness than most Christians that I know. But I just really, like, when I was listening to him preach, it was like, everyone struggles with something, and mine may be a medical issue, but there's a lot of other things that I really struggle with. And so I need to, like, step back and say, okay, I struggle with sin, he struggles with sin. Some people are not as direct, not as justice oriented as some other people are, and that's why everyone who's different needs to come together and work together. But that school, that situation, those people are not my responsibility, so, like, I have to forgive them. And I have struggled with that. Like, I really couldn't go to sleep on Sunday night because I was like, oh my gosh, like, I actually have to forgive this person. even though they didn't directly hurt me, their actions showed it. And it was like, I am a 23-year-old woman. I can be the bigger person and I can forgive them. Like, I shouldn't be stuck in this place, because if you're stuck in unforgiveness, and it was so funny because he made this point and he was like, unforgiveness is one of the most common sins. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have been so angry to you. Like, I do not want to forgive you for allowing so many people in so many situations to hurt me. But it's also the let them theory. It's like, okay, like, I'm gonna let you do that, but I'm gonna forgive you, and what am I gonna do? I'm gonna move on with my life. I'm gonna transfer to a different school, and I'm going to make different life decisions. Like, that is what the let them theory is. It is, okay, you do your thing, but like, what am I gonna do? Like, I am actually gonna change. Like, goodbye. It's just been a moment for me to kind of think and to kind of reflect and to kind of be like, oh, I've been really hurt by these situations, but I can make these changes that are good and healthy for me, but also like removing me from a toxic situation. Like, it's a kind of like a toxic relationship. Honestly, it's going to be a process. Forgiveness always is. Forgiveness is always a process, and it's not a fun one. Like, no one likes forgiving people, especially people that you don't like. Like, no one likes it. But if we choose to be the bigger person and to just move on and just say, you know what, I forgive you, even if it's I forgive you, I just need to move on, that's better than just being angry. And I've been angry for 3 years. Like, I didn't realize how angry I was until he walked up on that stage. I didn't realize it, but it pissed me off. And it was like, I have been so angry at you, but I really just need to move on, and I need to make better decisions, not just for myself, but for my surroundings, because this, like, this around me will affect me. Like, everything is affected. And it's not just a mental health thing, it's also a physical thing. Like, a lot of people don't realize that, like, if your mental health is not okay, then your physical health is not going to be okay. And being able to kind of see that recently and just like do research and work on forgiving people, like my ex-boyfriend, like, I had to literally write in my journal like so many things about like a lot of things that I haven't forgiven him about, and deleting his number out of my phone finally. It's been 3 years. And I've finally made steps to forgive and move on. It's hard and it takes time. It took 3 years, but it's just time to move on. It's just a year of like, okay, like regrowth and change and moving on, and not being angry anymore, being more settled. And that's something that I really want to focus on, especially if I want my brain to be fully formed and fully okay. Anyway, I have to leave for work and clean up all of my makeup that's in my floor. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you do have comments, like, I don't care if like you want to start a conversation with me. Like, I would be more than happy if you have more questions about like different things that I talked about that I didn't really like flesh out. Yeah, we can turn this into more of a FaceTime call if you want to. Yeah, so anyway, thank you guys for watching. Oh my gosh, I literally cannot talk today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.